What's up, amigos? It's the Project Maker Minute with yours truly, Chris Lewitt. As you may know, I'm the former number one for Cornell University, pro circuit player, elite junior development coach, and author and educator, author of The Secrets of Spanish Tennis and the Tennis Technique Bible. And I'm trying to get older as slowly as possible. I'm trying to stay young, guys, staying fit, still hitting with my students, and I hope I can keep that going for many years. I still love to play, and I'm trying to stay young. When you get on the tennis court, it's a very good way to stay young, especially if you're hitting with kids on the other side of the net. Especially fun if you're hitting with top ranked juniors. It will help to keep you young, help to keep you fit, and I think it's a really healthy thing. I'm very thankful for my job as a tennis coach. It's a fun job at the end of the day, as long as you're healthy. I mean, if you're struggling with injuries, it can be a nightmare. But luckily, I've been healthy enough to hit with my students. I've healed a lot of my old war injuries, things that kept me off the pro circuit, and being able to play tennis with my students every day is a real joy and a real gift. I try to keep that going as long as I can. I remember I spent time with Jose Higueras. I used to study every fall with Jose Higueras at his ranch in Palm Springs. I really missed that time. Ever since COVID, I haven't been back there, but I hope to get out there a little bit more before he retires, or I don't know, he may be semi-retired, but he had a bad shoulder injury, and it was kind of sad. Like, he couldn't even hit. He was former number 6 in the world from Spain, and he really couldn't play anymore. He said his shoulder was busted, and he, basically just fed balls and couldn't even really hit serves to his students, which was a shame. But I went through a period where I was mainly focused on like drilling my students, and I was like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to waste time hitting. If a player comes to me, we're gonna drill their technique. I'm going to miss like my Pato Alvarez phase or my Robert Lansdorp phase, where I was like, I'm not going to actually hit. I'm just going to take students who want to work like animals, and I'm going to drill the what out of them and work them so hard in my sessions that they're gonna crawl off the court. I went through kind of a phase like that when I was younger, but I still do that from time to time. But if you ask my students who've known me a long time, they're like, Chris, you're so soft now, But I went through a phase where I wasn't doing that much hitting with my players, and after a while, I was like, this is not as fun to just to stand here and feed balls. I'd much rather, if it's possible, if I can get healthy, I would love to do most of this stuff hitting with my players if I can. And I think it's more fun for my students if sometimes I can challenge them. If we have options to do live ball. It kind of sucks sometimes when you have a coach who can't really do anything, like a coach who's really fat and out of shape, big pot belly, or a coach who used to be a good player but doesn't play anymore, for whatever reason, maybe they have an injury and they can't hit. It's kind of limiting because you're kind of stuck. Like, if a player wants to play some points or warm up for a match or get a good hit in, like, you're not really able to do that, and it's not as much fun from the coaching side, from the coaching perspective. So I think whenever possible nowadays, I always try to think, like, is there a way I could do this exercise live? And if so, I might switch to a live ball exercise or start practice with live ball exercise, because it's more engaging a lot of times for some players. And then for some players, you got to bring it back and work from the basket and do the feeding, because like they need the repetition, or they're the personality that likes a lot of feedback, likes a lot of maybe analytical discussion. But in general, I'm always thinking about, and I found over the years, going from like doing drills, everything drills. Like, I tried to learn every drill in Spain. I probably know hundreds of drills in Spain, like hand feeding, racket feeding, and things like that. I went from that kind of mindset to like, okay, how can I get the same thing out of this player, but not do it with a drill? And I think that took a lot of creativity. And over the years, I found a lot of good ways to do that. And I think in the end, my students have benefited because I've been able to work with a broader range of students. I've been able to like switch gears in a lesson and keep a student engaged and mind fresh. And And it's added a lot to my coaching rather than just having like one approach where like, okay, we're gonna drill today, and if you don't like it, you can get the hell off my court. Like I used to be a lot more like that, and now like I have some options. Like, okay, I want to drill today. If you're not feeling it, I can switch, and we could rally and maybe play a game, and it'll still be good. It'll still be tough for you, but it'll be like a little more open and basically engaging. So those are some of the things I've learned over the years. It's a joy and a blessing to be able to hit with your students if you're capable and if you stay fit. And I've learned to try to find the right exercise for the kid. Sometimes that's a hand-fed exercise. Sometimes it's a racket-fed exercise from the basket or from the bucket. And sometimes it's simply being creative as a coach and trying to find a better way to do it that might be live ball, that will engage the player, work on exactly what I want, but engage the player in a better way. So guys, if you enjoyed this Project Maker Minute, please check out my big show. Coaches love it, parents love it, players love it. It's a show that talks about Spanish philosophy. It's a show that talks about, basically this whole channel is about Spanish tennis training and about junior development, especially elite junior development. And we do have a pretty strong following of serious competitive adults. So if you fit into any of those categories, you're probably going to love my channel. Please subscribe. What we found on our analytics is we have a ton of people watching the channel, but not that many people are actually subscribing of the active viewers. So I guess that's very common on YouTube. I don't know a lot about YouTube, but so if you could please subscribe and join this YouTube community, that would be awesome. Guys, I'll see you on the next program.